Welcome, everybody out there in the internet and interwebs and all over the ether, wherever you may be, to episode 66 of Sis and Big Pops Culture. As always, I am Todd Turner, Big Pops, also known as Mosaic Fan Art. And with me, as always, I've said as always now 3 times, is...
Well, that's because it never changes.
I know. It is, as always, Hannah!
Hi, sweet friends. My name is Hannah Jo, and we are an adult daughter and father duo. We dive into all things geek, nerd, and fandom. Every episode is family friendly. I was supposed to say, hi, I'm Sis, aka Hannah Jo, and then I didn't.
I know. I
and
threw
we
you
both
off
kind of
with
looked
my
at it.
as
We were
always.
both like, oh,
it's because I'm always
different.
as alwaysing all the time. Yeah. Well, hey, Hannah Jo, what's going on?
Hey, Pops. Man, I got my hair cut today.
Oh, and so you're ready to get your nerd on.
I'm ready to get my nerd on. I've been watching Doctor Who.
Oh, well, let's not spoil it. Let's not spoil it right now.
Well, you asked how I was doing, and so I was answering your question.
Gotcha. Well, give us the rundown.
That's okay. That's
what do we do here? For those of you friends, just now hopping on.
We are so glad for you to be joining us. Sorry for the rocky start. We do a couple different things. We're going to start out with some nerd news, chitter-chatting about stuff that's happening out in pop culture that we think is interesting. It's what we think is interesting. There's a lot happening in pop culture, and we can't cover all of it. So it's literally just what we think is fun, or what we think the other person will think is fun.
That's 100%.
That's just what it is. Another thing that we're going to do, we're going to chitter chat about what we've been binging, as well as Pop's pull list. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. We'll explain it when we get there. We're going to talk about Blue Beetle today. We read a comic, and we're going to talk about maybe a movie that's coming out as well. Today's a special episode because we're going to chat about Lexington Comic-Con,
which we forgot to do.
Lexington Comic and Toy Con 2023, which we had forgotten to do.
Yeah, we just got so wrapped up in all the cool things we were talking about. We just got so excited
about doing it again that we forgot. And if we have time, which knowing us, we won't.
We might rotten raspberry.
I might rotten raspberry dad. And if you don't know what that means, that's our way of saying.
Code for spoiling.
Yes, code for spoiling.
All right. Well, let's just hop in with some nerd news. Do you have more than 2 pieces of news?
I have 2 pieces of news and then all of the movie trailers I watched.
Well, let's do the news, and then we'll do the movie trailers at the end. Go ahead and tell me what you got.
I have, and this I literally only wrote down so that I could tell you, that apparently there's a John Wick ballerina spinoff. I don't know what that means.
No, I know they're doing...
It's literally just called The Ballerina.
Oh,
and it's
I don't
coming
know
out
that.
June 24.
I've heard of the Continental. They're doing a Continental spin, which is a spinoff of John Wick, but I've never heard of the ballerina.
The ballerina. That's what I read. I'm Googling it now that you've said that because now I'm like, oh no, did I give you wrong information?
Well, I don't know. Here's the deal. It's not like this is CNN or Fox News or MSNBC. It's just Hannah and I just shooting it, giving it a whirl, telling each other things we think are news.
The spinoff will focus on a ballet dancer who also wants vengeance for the loved ones taken from her, and officially, Ana de Armas will star in the upcoming ballerina movie. The movie also has an official release date. It will arrive in theaters on June 7, 2024.
Oh, you're saying it's in the John Wick universe, the John Wickiverse.
It's supposed to be
John Wickish.
It's supposed to be in between the events of Chapter 3 and Chapter 4, and work on some of the continuity errors in those 2 movies.
Okay, well, I haven't seen the last one.
I haven't either. And maybe the ballerina comes in John Wick Chapter 4.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
I just thought, I know that you liked the first one, and I was like, ooh, Dad needs to know about this spinoff movie.
I've seen all 3.
Well, there's a new one.
I know, the 4th one. And it has Donnie Yen as a blind assassin, which is funny because he was the blind monk in Rogue One.
I was going to say our favorite guy in Rogue One.
And the Force is with me. Yes, gosh, when he gets...
Anyway. I just cried. That movie We just sat there and wept.
Do you remember when your mom, I go, all these people are going to die. And your mom goes, Todd, why are you telling me this? And I was like,
everyone.
It's in Star Wars that they all die.
Everyone perishes.
Yeah.
Our mom is so, well, she's not your mom, my mom. She's such a tender heart.
I know it. What else you got, Hannah?
The Marvels teaser.
Yeah, did you watch it?
I did.
It looks good, I think.
It looks weird.
It looks weird?
It looks weird to me.
You never saw Miss Marvel, though.
I didn't.
You should watch it. It's so much fun.
I know that you very much enjoyed it.
I was surprised. I
really enjoyed the comic. When we read the comic, I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know. I don't know about it. I hope it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's good.
They switch
I hope
spots.
It's not too kitschy.
I don't know what that means.
You know what I mean? Like
they're in the kitchen too much?
No, like
hokey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like kind of lame girl power stuff.
Oh, I don't think so. With Captain Marvel? What?
I'm just okay. I hope not.
The deal
I hope it's cool girl power stuff because I'm all for girl power if it's cool.
The Ms. Marvel was, I felt, geared to
teens. Yeah.
Yeah. It was so well done. So I guess they have to do it. There's like a tightrope there.
You know what I mean? Because I could see it. I could see it going too far either way. I could see it being too serious, and I could see it. Sorry, I was not even talking in my microphone. I could see it being too serious, and I could see it being too silly. And I want it to be good. Like I'm not saying that to hate on it or to be like, oh, no. Like no, that's not it. I hope that it's good. I really enjoyed the first Marvel movie, the first Miss Marvel movie. I cry every single time they do that montage of that little girl standing up. I'm just like, I am. You've seen me do it. I don't want it to be weird.
I'm wondering how they're going to tie Monica Rambeau into it.
That's what I'm saying because she hasn't done anything, has she?
No, but was she? The only reason she got her powers when she went through with Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she went through 100%.
Yep. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I did like it. I saw the trailer. I thought it was cool.
I hope it's good. I want it to be good.
So here's some interesting news.
Okay.
Arby's.
The dice.
Okay, so did you see the dice?
I saw it and I was like, they're trolling, and then I kept going. Is it for
100%.
real?
So they put them up for sale August 17th, sold out immediately.
Oh, so cool.
It's a dice set. And so I don't know when this will drop, but on April 21st, so 4 days from today, or 3 days from today, which will be Friday, they're going to release another set on their Instagram and through their Arby's shop. And so the dice are clear. There is the Arby's hat inside it.
Ooh.
And instead of like you rolling a gnat,
you roll the gym.
You roll the Arby logo. Yeah, that's the highest. So I thought that was cool. And so they sold out almost immediately. This is not the first time they've done it, apparently. I think it's awesome.
Arby's is always doing some weird stuff.
I'm for it.
I'm not mad at it. I think it's fun.
They have the dice meets the deets. I don't know.
We have the dice.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Amos from the Expanse is going to be a villain on the Acolyte. The Disney. It's a Star Wars.
Okay.
It's a Star Wars.
I like Amos.
I do too. What's his name? Chatham's his last name? I don't remember. But he's going to be like the right-hand man to General Thrawn, which is like the blue guy who's the evil. We don't know because we haven't watched Clone Wars or any of this. And all my Star Wars fans are just I'm probably mispronouncing the dude's name. And they're probably like just going, oh my gosh. But anywho, yeah. So he is going to be West Chatham. Yeah, sure enough. So
he's
we
really
loved
cool.
him as Amos in the Expanse. Probably my favorite character.
I could just cry.
Yeah.
At him doing his like stuff. Mm-hmm. And he has some cool tattoos.
Really? For serious?
He has Hebrew tattoos.
Oh, neat.
He has he has tattoos written in Hebrew on his arm. And I thought it's, and it says, one says Timshel. It's Hebrew words. And it's really, I was just Googling it to make sure I was saying that right. Because I was like, oh, is it like a backstory for Amos that we're going to learn about? And it's not.
No, they're his real tattoos.
Person's tattoos. Yeah.
Well, hey, this is totally, since I've given up junk food, I don't even know why I'm mentioning this, but Pringles, since I talked about Kellogg's in the cereal last time, Pringles has Minecraft flavored potato chips.
I'm sorry. No.
Suspicious Stew is what it's called.
I hate it.
And it's in a Minecraft. I mean, it's like Minecraft colors. The tube is, and it's got the Minecraft logo. And you can literally like save like your receipt and log on and get mine coins with your Pringles receipts. And
that's fun.
It is fun. And gamers, they'll eat their Pringles. They'll eat their Suspicious Stew.
I can't remember the last time I had a Pringle, honestly.
Me either. I don't know it either.
I used to make the duck lips with them. Were you ever a kid if you didn't make Pringles duck lips?
No, you don't have any clue. You don't know how to eat Pringles if you don't make the duck lips with the Pringles. But I just thought that was funny. I saw that. It was funny. What else? Oh, did you know that they're making 8 million Star Wars movies?
They're literally, I was going to write some of them down, but I don't know what any of them are talking about. I just know that they're literally making 1 million and that they're all going to be straight to streaming.
Oh, really?
Is that what you
I don't know. I just know that one's 25,000 years in the past.
Why?
When we first discover the Force.
Okay. Interesting.
And then one happens like so many years. It's Rey has a new movie coming out.
I know about that.
And that's it.
Interesting. Lots of Star Wars stuff.
I got to watch the cartoon. I don't want to watch the cartoon, but I feel like
it's apparently some of the best Star Wars content.
Yeah, so Dave Filoni, what's his name?
Dave Filoni. I'm saying Dave Filoni, but that's not right. Filoni.
Yeah, he came out and said, in order to watch Ahsoka, you do not have to have seen
but it would be
the
nice
Clone
if you
Wars,
had.
But you should. It's awesome. Yeah, did you see that?
I did.
So anyway.
I did see that.
So here's an interesting thing.
Okay.
Two guys that basically created Comixology. So this affects comic book folks for the most part.
Okay.
Have created a new company called DSTLRY with
I like going to distilleries.
No I.
Distillery.
Sort of like Berserker.
Why do people love to do that?
I don't know. It's funny.
I have opinions about that. Just saying.
This is a creators who start at the beginning get a 3% or a part of the business. So they're co-owners. Sort of very similar to what happened with Image, I think, when Image came out. But this is going to be a digital platform that you will get digital books and you can sell or trade your digital books within their platform. And they will have, for people who are members or whatever of DSTLRY, they will do giant size bound books.
Cool.
Of the books that you get first dibs at or whatever. So it is brand spanking new. They don't have anything out, and I signed up for their mail list because I want to see what's going on. I don't know if this is a new thing instead of NFTs and all that kind of garb, but
I don't understand NFTs.
I don't either.
Non-fungible token. We just making up words.
I know it.
Sorry, people out there who are like, no, it's a thing.
Okay,
I believe you.
This may affect all of us.
Okay.
We're looking at a writer's strike on May 1st.
What for?
There's a whole bunch of stuff they want. I'm not 100% sure. I just remember writer strikes aren't fun. We got the Star Trek 5.
The awful hero season.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, all this kind of stuff. So unless something happens before May 1st, writer strike.
Did something happen with the Southwest strike? There's supposed to be a Southwest strike starting May 1.
I don't even know who that is.
Southwest, the airlines. Airplane?
Well, I don't know. What's that have to do with us nerd stuff?
I don't know. You said strike in May 1, and I was like, oh, okay.
Maybe
I remembered that
because May 1st. May 1st is a good day.
So yeah, I cared about that in February because I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Because
our honeymoon air flights. Please. Southwest.
That was it. That's my news.
Sick.
Except for some trailers, but you said you saw some.
I saw some trailers. Can I just give you the list of the trailers I saw?
Give them to me.
We saw the new Trolls movie trailer.
No thanks.
We saw the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer.
I'm not even familiar with that.
There's
like
a new
live action or cartoon.
Cartoon, and it's it's a similar cartoon style to Into the Spiderverse.
Okay, all right.
And we watched the Across the Spiderverse trailer.
I did too. That almost gave me like...
It's spooky.
It's almost too glitchy. I don't know. Anyway.
It's very dark. And I think that they showed us the glitchy parts. That way we could kind of see what's going to happen there, you know? I watched the new Ariel trailer.
Oh. It's The Little Mermaid.
I'm right.
Go ahead. I know you are.
It's the first movie I ever saw in the movie theater.
I know
what it's called, Dad. No, I'm just kidding. I know it's
you
Little Mermaid.
You want. I know you do.
I'll go see it just because it was the first movie I ever saw in the movie theater. The live animals look spooky and not good.
Oh, really? I thought they looked good. I thought they looked okay.
The crab creeped me out.
I haven't seen the crab.
The crab was spooky.
Yeah.
I did not like him.
Under the sea.
I did not like him.
Geesty girl.
Fast X is coming out this year. You're welcome. Even faster, even furiouser, even more family.
Even more diving suits in outer space. That was 100%. Terrible.
Everything about those movies
will I go watch it?
100%. 100%. Trevin and I were actually talking about like re-upping our
Regal,
because if we go see 2 movies every month, it's cheaper to pay for the pass.
Do you have a Regal there close to where you live?
We have a Regal in Hendersonville. So it's about like...
Oh, that's not bad.
It's like driving to Winchester.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not bad. We go there. There is one here in Gallatin that we could get to in like 6 minutes. But the one in Hendersonville has...
6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
Sorry.
But the one in Hendersonville has the seats
Dougie
with
Fresh.
the buttons. And you can like lay down.
I got you. Yeah. You can sleep.
And so we like the fancy chairs.
I don't blame you. Butt warmers.
The fancy chairs.
I saw the trailer for a new TV show coming out on Disney.
Yeah.
Called Muppets Mayhem.
Oh, yes, sir.
Have you heard about this?
I think we talked about it on the pod, but I don't remember.
No. It's Dr. Teeth and the band making an album. So they've been together for 35, 40 years, but they've never made an album. So this is all someone says we need to make an album, and it has everybody in it.
Good.
I mean, like it looks so hilarious. It's like going to be 7 or 8 episodes, and I think it starts May 10th. So I'm stoked for it. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, they're going to have to they've never made an album. So I can't wait to see who else shows up in it. So
that's so fun.
Yeah.
Right. I also saw 2 more trailers.
Golly, what else?
Barbie again. I went and saw 2 movies.
I know, that's true. Go ahead.
Barbie again, and then the trailer we're going to be talking about later.
Okay, awesome. Which is the Blue Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome. Well, good deal. Well, I have, now we move into the part called What are you watching? Watching, listening, or whatever. And I have nothing.
Really? Nothing?
I mean, I have been working on my mosaic, and I've been streaming on Twitch, and I have like 3 people that watch me.
Hey,
so if you do Twitch, you can go to Mosaic Fan Art. So cool. And when I stream, I can't really watch because I use my iPad to respond to what people are doing. Your mom and I did watch a movie. We did get to go see we did see Champions. We rented it at home.
Oh, good. You really wanted to see that.
It was good. I really enjoyed it. It stars Woody Harrelson as a D-League NBA coach who has to do community service, and he ends up coaching a Special Olympics basketball team with people with special needs. And it is cute and fun. It is raunchy in a couple spots, which was surprising to me, but I enjoyed it. And your mom liked it too. So yeah, we actually bought that.
Oh, good.
We didn't buy the movie. We bought it was going to be like $19 to rent it, or
$25 to buy it.
You couldn't. Yeah. And you couldn't see it anywhere here unless you went to the drive-in at 10:30 at night in Paris. That was the only place that showed it. So yeah, other than that, I haven't been watching any, haven't been, other than just replaying movies that I've watched. There's nothing honestly on right now, except I am caught up. Oh, yeah. On Picard.
Oh, yeah.
The final episode comes out this week. I'm caught up on Ted Lasso, which is getting better. And I'm caught up on Mandalorian, which I believe has got one more episode as well. So Picard is straight up awesome.
I want to watch it. We'll just need to get a Paramount subscription so that I can watch it.
It is.
Because that's also the only place to watch New Girl now.
And by the way, Paramount is developing a Galaxy Quest TV show.
But Alan Rickman.
I know. They don't even know if anybody's signed on. It's just in development. I don't even know what that means. That
they're talking about it and seeing if we care enough to talk about it to see if they should move forward.
People have wanted this. People have wanted a Galaxy Quest TV show forever. So heck yeah.
Okay. No, you're fine. So we're almost done with TMNT Doctor Who.
Okay.
We're on
Dr. Donna. We're done with the Dr. Donna.
We did the Dr. Donna. We did all of that. We're watching the specials right now.
Christmas and all that.
There was like a special. They're like specials that I've never seen. That I'm like, did these come out? Like where did these come out? Where he is like on Mars and there's a water being.
I don't remember.
Who like takes over the bodies of the people. And they're like,
I don't remember. I don't remember. I'd have to watch it. If I watched it, I would go, oh yeah, I remember that. Or no, I have no idea.
Okay. So we're doing that. We're almost done. I'm so excited for Amy Pond and Matt Smith. And I said that to Trevin and he was like, I didn't know who the next doctor was. Stop telling me things. And I'm like, dude, common knowledge that the next one is Matt Smith. Like, I'm not spoiling you.
This isn't a rotten raspberry.
I'm not spoiling you.
Goob.
But we got to Silence in the Library. We got to the Dr. Donna. So he's met River, but he doesn't know who River is.
Oh yeah.
But they
meet each other out of time. That was such a well done character.
Such a well done character. Because she talks about, she's like, I know the doctor that I know snaps his fingers and opens his TARDIS and is like a brave warrior and his name is like feared by so many. And I'm like, well, yeah, it is, because that's like a whole plot line trying to get Amy back.
Yes.
The Last Centurion.
Yes.
Trying to get Amy back. And Trevin doesn't know. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like screaming.
Oh, is he like, stop it?
In my inside. No, I'm not making any sound because I don't want him to know that it's a spoiler. And that she even says spoilers. Like he doesn't even.
Spoilers. She says it all the time. I didn't even realize that. That's funny.
She says spoilers all the time.
Yes.
It was so good. We watched Lord of the Rings, Fellowship. No, not Fellowship. Return of the King.
Return of the King.
In the movie theaters.
Bow to no one.
It was awesome. That's Trevin's favorite part. He cried.
I tear up every time they do that.
It was so, so tender and sweet. It was so fun to watch it in the theater. It was like packed. There were a couple empty seats every other space, but it was a pretty full theater. And people like clapped, people laughed out loud, people cheered. People were like, awesome. Yeah! Like it was really, really fun. It was a cool experience to watch it in person.
If I can't carry it, I can carry you.
And everyone was like, yes, like screaming and like clapping. It was awesome.
I'm glad I'm here with you, Sam, at the end of all things. It's so good.
There was a quote that like Tolkien says about how the real hero of the film is Samwise Gamgee, not of the film, but of the books.
100%.
Is Samwise Gamgee.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
The GOAT. The OG. I love him. Clarkson's Farm. We finished season 1. Okay. And he did all of this stuff and his farm only made $144.
Oh, man.
Expenses.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
His farm made $144 after because the year that they had was so awful. And so he ended the film. He ended the series being like, I'm a rich guy who's actually like doing this kind of for fun. I have a film crew following me around. What about the guys who don't have this?
Right. But they don't screw up. They don't screw up.
No, because
either.
it was the hottest summer that they had.
Oh.
And
so he basically was bringing light to the fact that farming
80s is hard. And so that was really beautiful. Like him being like, this is hard work. This is harder work than I thought it was. This is actually the most satisfied I've been with my life ever. Is being neat. Here on this farm doing this with these people.
That's fun. Like, that's great.
It was really beautiful. And it was really sad, honestly, for him to kind of be like, well, what do these other guys do? Like this is their life. This is how they live. Because his farm made $144.
Yeah, but he's making way more than that.
He's making bukus. I mean, he's Jeremy Clarkson. Yeah. He's making bukus of money.
Right.
But I thought that was at least showed some insight of him to be able to acknowledge.
No
rewatching Dune.
I started it too.
It's so good.
I know. I like how we did that at the same time.
Because that's what it is.
It's so good.
Trevin came in and was like, "Are you watching Dune?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Start it over." I'm like, "You were in the back. You were messing with your comic books. What are you talking about?" But yeah. And we went and saw Mario and Dungeons and Dragons.
I know. Maybe if we have time, we'll talk about that.
We probably won't, but if we do.
I know.
Okay,
so what do you want to do?
Your books. Let's crush it. Let's do fast on the books.
All right, we'll do fast. So, and let me tell you what, it's DC's really let me down lately. They're not killing me. So here's what we do. We're going to do, my DC book of the last 2 weeks is Poison Ivy issue 11.
Okay.
The Poison Ivy book has been really good for a long time.
You really liked her books for a while.
Yeah. And so she was trying to poison everybody back at the beginning
because of the green.
Introducing this. Yeah. And so she has stopped that. She's not doing that now. However, at the end of this, that spores have taken on a life of their own. So yeah. Anyway, good book.
Dad, what is a pull list really fast?
A pull list is a list of comics that your local comic shop will keep for you or pull for you or order for you special. And all you got to do is give them a list and they'll make sure it's there. That way you don't miss something special comes out.
Yeah. So Dad is he's going to share with us a Marvel book, a DC book, an independent book, his new #1 if you want to go out to your local comic book and try something, or a book of the week. That's his favorite one that he's collected this week.
That's right.
Sorry, we just started talking and I was like, oh no, we haven't given context.
We were going to do it fast. I know. So my Marvel book is Moon Knight issue 22. I love Moon Knight. And Jed McKay is the writer. This is interesting because Tigra has been with him, was on the West Coast Avengers ages ago. And basically she came out and confronted Moon Knight. They're like supposed to have like a movie night at her house and he's still wearing his mask and he basically lies to her. It wasn't being mean, but he hides something from her. And she's like, I want you to be honest with me and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, it ends up they kiss at the end. He comes with a new movie with the Goonies, VHS. She only wants VHS and without his mask on. So, yeah. So now we're going to hit. These are all independents. My new #1 and my book of the week.
They're all independents.
They're all independents.
I'm just saying, y'all, independent comics is where it's at. Give me a Dark Horse. Give me an Image. Give me a Boom Studios any day of the week.
These are all #1s.
Okay. Hey, we have a friend in the chat who wants to know something to read. So that's a great idea.
Here we go. So my independent, not my book of the week or my new #1, but my independent choice, you're going to love this, is by Dark Horse. It is a #1. It's called The Great British Bump Off. So it is a murder mystery that takes place during the quote unquote Great British Bake Off. They don't call it the Great British Bake Off, but it's what it is. It is drawn. I
love that show.
Humor.
I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry.
So it is sort of funny. The art is great. It is quirky. It's a fun book. Someone is poisoned, and one of the contestants is like a mystery solver. So she's trying to solve who is. That's where it starts.
Who's poisoned? Who's poisoned? Is it one of the people?
One of the contestants.
Oh, okay.
Yes. One of the
I'm sorry for the contestants, but if it was Mary Berry,
okay, no.
or Paul,
these are completely different judges. Okay, so it's called the Great British Bump Off. Yeah,
because they're getting bumped off. Oh, yeah. That's bad.
So
that's funny.
My new number one.
Okay.
Is this is also a great place to start. It is by Boom Studios.
Hey.
And it is called The Seasons Have Teeth.
That's an interesting concept.
This is written by Dan Waters, the guy who did Homesick Pilots.
Oh, we love Homesick Pilots.
I know. I thought you would like that. So this book is, I don't know if they're going to be 4 issues or what, but it starts out with an older guy who's living by himself in his house. His wife had passed. And you could tell that he used to be like a war photographer or something of that nature.
Cool.
And he sort of feels irrelevant at the moment and like lost his meaning or whatever. So what's going on is everyone in his community is evacuating the town because spring is about to come.
And spring has teeth.
And seasons have teeth. So you come to find out that like he stays because he's going to take pictures of spring.
Oh, that's a poor choice, my guy.
Like you can hear stuff happening and like roots growing up all over the place and like breaking some buildings down or whatever. But at the end, there are 3 young men who stay as well. And you see spring really is a creature. It almost looks like a wooden, no, it's huge. And one of the boys literally touches spring and he gets a photograph of that. And that so at the end of the book, this guy has taken that photo and it's now really big. And so I guess we're going to get to see all of these seasons. I don't know how many issues it'll be. You would think 4. But the way the coloring is so like sepia, it's like a dull toned color, even for spring. Like
even when spring shows up.
Yeah, but you get a little bit of backstory on the guy, but this looks really cool. So I can't tell if it's going to be a slightly horror, I don't know.
It sounds horror. It sounds Swamp Thing adjacent.
Well, but yeah.
And here's the thing.
A giant who is spring.
Boom Studio, is he a writer or is he a drawer or is he a
He's a writer. Dan Waters is a writer.
Well, his... at least Homesick Pilots is very stylized. Like it's very much certain types of colors.
Yeah, that was a different
trade.
Correct. Yeah. That was a different artist though. But this artist does the same thing though.
Like very stylized. So I'm wondering if that's just part of his trademark as a writer.
No, I don't think we'd call it stylized. It almost looks like painting.
There's a certain color palette.
It's not painting. It's a certain color palette. Yeah.
At least with Homesick Pilots it was. So I'm curious if that
it wasn't painted either.
I don't know. I'm just curious if that's part of his like artistic trademark.
I don't know. We'll find out when we get to the next season.
It'd be cool if each season had a different, like if winter was all black and white.
Yep. Who knows?
That'd be cool.
Because I'm going to collect it. I just picked it up on a whim.
That's so fun. I want to read it. I might tell Trevin to go get it.
I know. It's really good. My new number one, or my book of the week. My book of the week.
It's the book of the week.
Also a number one. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Usagi Yojimbo in Where When. So.
How do you spell Usagi?
Usagi. And Yojimbo with a Y. Yojimbo. So I'm a huge Usagi Yojimbo fan.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Usagi Yojimbo. What?
The name of the book is called Where When.
And it's issue 1 by what?
IDW. So 3 different independent studios.
3 different independent studios today.
Yeah.
We love that. I ain't mad.
So this is drawn and written by Stan Sakai, who created and draws Usagi Yojimbo. And it starts out with Usagi in feudal Japan, and it follows him up until then you see a new thing. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fighting in like wherever they fight in our time, and they get transported back in time. And of course, you know what's going to happen next issue. It's very tropey, remember? They'll fight each other, and then they'll realize that they have a common, but anyway.
They have a common master. Is that what it is?
It is beautiful, so well written.
You love Usagi.
But it is so good. And
Okay, for
I'm
our
telling you right
friends
now.
who've never heard of Usagi Yojimbo and don't know this being your favorite character, what is
Not my
Usagi?
favorite character. Usagi Yojimbo is a samurai rabbit, a ronin.
He's a Ronin rabbit.
His master is dead, so he sells his services to other people.
Is that what a Ronin is?
Yeah,
A samurai
masterless
whose master is dead?
Yeah, masterless
Remember
samurai.
do you remember 47 Ronin?
Yeah, it was terrible. Don't.
It's on HBO Max. You can watch it.
All right.
I almost did.
No thanks. So anyway, those are my books. All right, Hannah.
Yes.
What do we want to talk about? Let's talk about the comic convention.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, and we'll just spend just a little bit of time on it, and then we'll spend the last little bit.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, my dear, sweet, dear Papa is the artist, ladies and gentlemen, of Mosaic fan art. And he does all of it himself. If you were curious, if you happened to buy our booth, I would say something like this to you. Hey, sweet friends, welcome to our booth. This is art done by Mosaic Fan Art. You can check him out on Instagram at Mosaic Fan Art. He does everything by hand using hand tools, takes big sheets of glass and cuts them down into smaller sizes. And every piece is different. It's like making a puzzle where you create the pieces and the picture is in your head.
There you go. That's exactly right. So I get a booth in Lexington because it's close to home and I don't have to I don't have to stay in a hotel.
And everyone gets to come.
This year, everybody got to come.
It was a blast.
I had 2 booths and yeah.
You had one giant booth that was 2 booths smushed together.
Correct. I paid for 2 booths.
Yes.
Yes.
There are people there that had paid for like 4 or 5.
Well, like a big square probably cost $2,000.
That's wild. A day?
No,
or
more
total?
than that. No, more than that. Theirs would have been 4,000 maybe.
The guy next to us?
Yeah.
Well, they sold enough swords, let's be honest.
Yeah, they did sell enough swords. So what'd you think about the con, Hannah Jo?
I love the Lexington Con. It was the first con that we ever went to. Remember that? Do you remember taking me to LexCon?
I do. It was during, oh yes, you and me. We went up, bought tickets for like $30 on a Sunday.
For $30 on a Sunday.
It was
and just walked around.
intimidating.
It was when it was at the Heritage Room.
Yes, it was so packed.
We were terrified. We had no idea what was happening.
No clue what was going on. Absolutely. I do remember that.
Because you were like, I don't know.
Hey,
it's a Comic-Con. Why don't we just go check it out? And we're like,
I had no idea what I was doing. No clue.
Me and Dad rode out to the Comic-Con after church on a Sunday.
I was like, I wanted to buy something, but what do I buy?
What do you buy? Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious. You really don't know. You have to do like some of those people who get the 4-day pass to look at stuff. There were people who never even did come see my booth until the last day.
Yeah, because so explain how a con works, Dad.
Well, it depends. Cons are different. The Lexington Con works this way. They are open Friday night or Thursday night from like 6 to 10, where they call it their comic preview, which I don't know. It's not a comic preview, but they have comic creators there, but they have comic creators there the whole time. And then it's open from Friday from 12 to 8, and then Saturday,
all day,
which sold out from 10 to 7, and then Sunday 10 to 4. And there are celebrities that are there signing autographs and taking pictures. It's
not for free.
It is not for free. It can cost $100 to get somebody's autograph or photo. There are comic creators who do sketches and there was a tattoo artist there.
There were multiple tattoo artists there. There were 2 tattoo booths.
And there was a fudge place. But anyway, I don't know why the fudge place was there.
The turtles were excellent. The fudge place needed to be there.
But there were, I think this con had a wide selection of just about everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, there were comic books, people selling comics. There were people creating things. There were people selling things that you could buy anywhere. Pops, you name it, you could buy it there.
If you need a very specific sword from a very specific anime that they don't got on Amazon, they got it at a Comic-Con. Let me tell you, go to the sword booth.
So
you Throwing Star, they got that. You want to take a giant picture? You want to take a picture with Appa, literally a giant sized Appa that you can sit on top of and pretend like you're Aang or Aang. I think it's Aang. Then you can do that too.
Or if you want to stand next to a giant life-size stained glass Spider-Man, that was available.
We got that. Booth. People dress up. People cosplay.
A lot of cosplay. Yeah, a lot of cosplay.
What is cosplay for the average Joe Schmo who has no idea what that is?
Costume playing.
Yeah. So
you dress up. Hannah cosplayed. Hannah
did.
And Trevin.
Me and my husband cosplayed one of our favorite cartoons, which is one of our summer cartoons. So we'll probably watch it here in May or June. Is Gravity Falls, and it's a Disney cartoon. You can watch it on Disney Plus if you want to check it out. But there are two siblings who go to their great uncle. They call him their grunkle. They go to their grunkle's house over the summer while their parents have work. And get into shenanigans. They engage in shenanigans, and there is it's mystical. Gravity Falls is interesting, and there's like gnomes and mermaids and aliens and all sorts of shenanigans. And so Trevin and I dressed up as Mabel and Dipper, the two main characters, and just walked around. And so as we walked around the con, so it was my husband's first time at a con. Trevin had never been to a con before. And so we just we walked around just to kind of show him what everything was. And I was like, hey, need to let you know, because we're dressed up as Mabel and Dipper, this is a character that a lot of people will know. People will likely ask us to take our picture, either just of us or with them. So just be ready for that. And he's like,
did it happen?
Like 10 or 15 different times throughout the day. I love it. Which I'm not mad at. I knitted that sweater myself.
Yeah, I know you did.
Because that's the thing that Mabel does in the TV show. She knits her own sweaters, and she wears a different sweater at every one. So I wore, yeah. So people walk around and pretend to dress up as characters. A lot of people dress up as characters that the voice actor is going to be there.
Hilarious.
What?
I wish you could have been there when Aunt Tammy was there.
Was Aunt Tammy funny?
Because she didn't know anybody. She pointed to that guy. She goes, is that a Ghostbuster? I was like, no, he's an X-Wing fighter from Star Wars. I don't know. And then an older couple went by dressed as Mr. Claus and as Santa and Mrs. Claus. And she yelled like Buddy the Elf, I know them. I know who they are. She was hilarious.
There was a person that was actually dressed up like Jesus.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy.
It was so funny.
You remember when we were in San Francisco and there was Jesus and the Easter Bunny holding hands in San Francisco?
Walking on Easter Sunday in their parade. Jesus and the Easter Bunny.
Oh, wow.
I just thought that was so funny. I yelled at him, oh, hey, Lord.
Oh, no.
I did. I had to. It was good. It was good for me. Yeah. It was funny. But yeah, so the con what Dad was at the vendor. He had a vendor booth. This is an issue I have with that. Okay.
Because no celebrities ever come upstairs. There used to be, they were all on the same level. And like GalaxyCon and some others, I mean, it's different with different cons, but some of them have them on the same floor. So like no celebrities ever came upstairs. If they did, I never saw them, and no one said that they did. But anyway,
I
was on the vendor floor.
Issue.
I mean, sure. I mean, anything could be a safety issue, but still, I don't know.
And Dad's stuff is so nice. And so oftentimes you go to a con and you spend like $5 or $10 for a print.
Oh, yeah. Here people were buying. Well, I sold two large pieces. And
Dad sells actual works
stained
of
glass
art.
Mosaics, yeah. They range from $100 to $3,000 is what we sold. So yeah. But anyway, go ahead. So one floor was the vendor floor. One floor was the panels. Panel floor, not paneling, is where they like have a talk or a discussion about a certain thing, and then the bottom floor were the celebrity floor where they get autographs and photo sessions and stuff like that. So yeah, that was it. I had a good time.
It was a blast.
I did hate the fact that I broke Doctor Strange.
Is it beyond repair?
I don't know. I'm not going to mess with it yet.
Fair.
Yeah, I'll probably mess with it. Usagi's done. I'm taking it tomorrow to be framed.
Hey!
And then I think I'm going to start a Spider-Man. So yeah, I want to do Spider-Man, Wolverine, Batman, and maybe a Buddy Jesus from Dogma.
Okay, cool.
You have to look that up.
I will.
So anyway, yeah, that was it.
It was a blast. It was super, super fun. Again, it was Trevin's first con. And so we went to a booth and got him a couple holes for the Spawn run that he's collecting.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, do you want a piece of art that we can hang in our house? This is
something.
Like, this is your first con.
Didn't you?
And he went and we got him a t-shirt.
Okay.
We got him, and it's like Lord of the Rings in style.
Mm-hmm.
And it says Lexington Comic and Toy Convention.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. We went down to like the main level.
You know what you should have got? I didn't even think about that. I should have told him that they had like the Lexington Comic Con specific Amazing Spider-Man comic book.
Oh, that's cool. We didn't know that.
For that issue, an artist did their own.
That's really fun.
Cover. Yeah. I should.
And Nathan got me some art. My little brother got me some art for my birthday. From the Lexington Comic Con. He got me, it's a print actually is hanging in our bathroom right now.
Neat.
It's the We Bare Bears.
Yes.
That are all stacked on top of each other, but they're realistic drawings of the bears.
That guy was good, or girl, whoever did it.
Her art was really fun. And I really like it. It feels like an elevated sort of like nerd piece. So like
some people won't know. Some people won't.
Some people will be like, that's a weird.
But somebody will go in there
of bears, but someone will come and be like, cool. The bears.
Yeah, we get it.
I'm like, yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
See, you can find some really cool stuff.
I'll tell you
what I found interesting about is that the vast majority of my sales were return people.
Which is really beautiful.
It is people. I got some new folks, but but return people. Yeah, that's really cool. It's awesome. All right.
Your minis did really well this year too.
I did. I sold another one just this past week. So I took 20.
Mom said you sold SpongeBob.
I took 20 and I sold 15. So yeah, they did really well. Yep. So yeah, that's it
was a blast.
I loved it, and
I had such a great time. I love passing out stuff to people. I love wearing our. I got Dad's the first con that Dad had a booth at was Cincinnati. Comic-Con. And I surprised you and got T-shirts made for all of the family with your logo on it.
We're starting to peel. It's about time we need to get some new ones made.
And well, we have a bigger family now.
We do have a bigger family. So yeah, I keep telling your mom, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do Lexington next year. And she's like, why? I said, well, I want to take my stuff somewhere else and show it to some other people. And she goes, but you sell stuff and it's right here. And I go, yeah, you're right. I should just do this. And then maybe pick up another one. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Maybe go to Cincinnati or not Cincinnati. I said the wrong one. Go to Indy.
Yeah. The Indiana Comic Con though is like coming up soon.
Oh, is it? Is it like right after? You'd have to have like a bunch of inventory saved up.
Yeah. Minis. You're right. Anyway.
Inventory minis or the Kansas City con, like that one guy was saying.
I know.
We got people in Kansas City now,
we got peeps there. So anyway, that's that.
Perfect.
Hey, Hannah.
Yes.
Blue Beetle.
So interesting.
Yeah. So Hannah and I read a trade, volume 1 of Blue Beetle. It's called Blue Beetle Jamie Reyes, book 1. But it's not pronounced Jamie. It's Jaime.
Really?
I looked it up.
I definitely read it as Jamie the entire time. That makes sense though, because Jesus, when spoken in Spanish, is not Jesus.
Is Jesus, right? So this is Jaime Reyes, book 1. It puts together Blue Beetle issues 1 through 12 from 2006, 2007. And we read it because this character has a movie coming out.
Woo! And it looks fun.
It does look fun.
I didn't even know it was being made.
I know, isn't that terrible?
Oops.
I'm so these movies now that they have in the pipeline before James Gunn took over. I'm just worried that like
they're going to be bad.
No, I think.
Or you think that you're going to like them and then he's going to just be like,
yeah.
Man,
who knows?
James Gunn, what are you doing, my guy?
I mean, I like him, so I'm interested. I mean, to see where he's going to go with it. But
Suicide Squad, the second one was a bop.
So a little bit of Blue Beetle history.
Yes.
So there have been
because I know nothing.
There have been 3 Blue Beetles.
This is the third one.
This is the third one. A guy named Dan Garrett, who in this book we're introduced to. I think his daughter, I believe, is in this book.
There were so many people. I need you to know. I don't remember any of their names.
It's hard. Me either. There was Ted Cord, which is the Blue Beetle I grew up with, and now Jaime Reyes. So here's the deal. DC did not own Blue Beetle.
Who did?
Blue Beetle was owned by, I think, a company named Fox, and then it got bought out by Archie Comics, which then ran them through, which really wasn't owned by Archie. It was really owned by Charlton Comics. So they used the Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is fantastic. It's done by George Perez.
It mentioned Infinite Earth a couple times.
Okay, no, this is Infinite Crisis.
Yes, Infinite Crisis. Mentioned. Crisis on Infinite Earth is what I call it.
Everything in DC is some type of crisis.
Some type of crisis, and it's always infinite. It's correct. An infinite crisis.
So what happened
awful.
In Crisis on Infinite Earth, they took all the crazy multiverses and put them into one. So they brought all those characters from Charlton Comics into DC. Okay. And Ted Kord, the original Blue Beetle. So in this book, this Countdown to Infinite Crisis, which I just happen to have.
Okay. You froze there for a second. So in this book, what?
Infinite Crisis, issue 1.
Okay.
Ted Kord is killed. Blue Beetle is killed.
Okay, because it immediately starts and he's fighting Green Lantern.
Okay, so what happens is there was a mini series that DC put together called Infinite Crisis. And in that, the OMAX,
I'm sorry, but it's so confusing.
It is confusing. So I don't know. I'm just trying to give you some history.
You're fine. I'm glad to know it.
They're trying to take over the world, blah, 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 just like everything.
Which we don't want.
So what happens is in issue 3 of Infinite Crisis, which I might just happen to have, Jaime Reyes finds the Scarab.
Yes.
Okay. And issue 5 of Infinite Crisis, Blue Beetle appears for the very first time.
That's exciting.
And his Scarab allows them to take over the computers and basically save the world.
Hey, we love saving the world.
Right. So, and then who knows? So that his crisis that happened for a year. He was gone for a year, and he comes back and he lands in the middle of the desert. He's been gone for a year, right? That's how this story opens up in this book. He's been gone for a whole year. It opens up. Yeah. Right. It opens up. He finds the Scarab. Next thing you know, he's fighting Green Lantern in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
So a year has gone by.
That was really confusing.
That was confusing. I know. But
I like his friends. The girl with the red hair is the cutie pie.
Yeah. So that's what happens in the comic book. That's where the comics end. So what'd you think of tell us what you got from the comic, Hannah.
It was interesting. I liked that he was a teenager, ?
Yeah. Well, it looks to me like he was in high school.
He looked like he was in high school.
Or early college.
Yeah. He looked like, some of the stuff that they were doing felt more high school than early college to me. Like some of the
very, very
brute mannerisms. So I liked that he was a kid. I liked the family dynamics that they worked through. That guy on the motorcycle with the tattoos was confusing.
Do you know who it is?
No.
The Peacemaker.
No.
100%. That's his whole entire tattoo up the side said Peacemaker. Yes. Which also was another character that didn't belong to DC that came over with DC.
John Cena.
Exactly.
Dun, 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 dun.
So yeah, the Peacemaker was in that, which was confusing at first. And then it made sense toward the end because he had the language stuck in his head. Right. And Jaime has the technology stuck in his back. So the Scarab combined itself to his spine or something.
Yeah. The thing that I thought was really interesting is that it's very much he's a host. So it's not 100% he's in charge because I'm trying to when you think about parasites,
right?
They aren't it's not symbiotic.
Correct. Yes.
To some degree, the Blue Beetle is not symbiotic. It protects the host in that it needs the host to survive, but it is not always acting within the best interest of the host.
So
it has its own interests as well.
Is
that accurate?
It is accurate. So in this part, the Scarab we think is a piece of technology.
We think it's alien tech.
Correct. Right. And it allows him whatever he can think of, basically, he can create, he can fly, which happens in the trailer, right? And those little sword things that he makes, he made those in the trailer. And actually towards the end of this series, a group of people called the Reach show up. And we don't get much more about them. The guy in the fancy
wheelchair and the barbarian man.
Yeah, that wasn't a wheelchair. That was Metron. That's not a wheelchair. That's like the cosmic chair. That guy knows everything. They're from the new gods. It felt
kind of Professor X-y for me.
Do you know?
Like the man in the fancy wheelchair and the barbarian.
The barbarian man's not from them either. So do you remember one of my two favorite DC characters, my favorite DC couple?
Yes.
Mr. Miracle and Big Barda?
Yeah.
They're new gods. Metron and that guy, they're new gods.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. So they ended up on that planet. That was sort of an aside, right?
Okay.
That just sort of that little thing that happened in there. It was cute with the girl.
Yeah, and then being like, sorry, my bad. We're cool now. We're cool. But they just say beep, 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 beep.
Yes, they were like drink or eat her blood or something. Or I thought that was neat a little bit. I thought that was just it wasn't really important to the story.
Okay.
Was it?
I didn't think so.
It was just like, here's a cute little one-off issue.
I
got lost.
I was very confused for a lot of it. It was cool. It was cool. I don't have any background knowledge of the characters.
Right. My friend CJ on the chat said Batman sat in that chair. Yes, he did.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds terrifying. I'm not going to lie about that.
Metron's and also in Deceased, I believe Cyborg sits in that chair too.
Is that when they become zombies and? Yes,
the anti-life equation.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm with
that you. Book the end of that entire series is about to come up in the next month. So, yeah. So,
who are the Reach? Huh? Is that the people in the box?
No, that's
the people
mother
surrounding
box.
The box.
You know what a mother box is?
Yes, I do.
Mother boxes
but they got sucked into it.
That's what it did. It created a boom tube. They didn't get sucked into it. They created a boom tube just like they did.
I thought they got sucked into the little box.
No, that's where the big noise, boom, and she thought something had happened. A boom tube opened up and transported her to that place.
I am with
now
you.
Now you know.
I'm with you now. I thought they got sucked into a parallel universe inside this little box.
No, the box is a mother box.
I'm dad.
What's she doing with a mother box?
What? And no one decided that was something that we needed to know the answer to?
I know. I think they just sort of
that girl was an interesting character.
Yeah. That entire character, the aunt of the one girl. Okay, now I tell you what, they did handle some pretty serious stuff in that comic.
The baby getting stolen,
and the girl being abused by her dad.
That was so sad.
That was terrible. I was like, they do that back in 2006. I mean,
I thought you said 2007 and 2006. That baby got stolen. And I was like, oh.
Did they ever get the baby back?
They did. Because the baby, he was holding the baby and the baby was crying. And I was like, oh, it's a baby doll. She just thinks it's a baby. And then because it looked very baby dollish when it was, sorry microphone, when it was being thrown in the air. And then the next frame, baby had tears all down his face and was, Mah! And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So that was weird. So they had some interesting characters in there. The one character, the lady who wanted the blue Beetle back, that was the Dan Garrett's daughter.
Okay.
Who is the original Blue Beetle.
That makes sense.
And if you watch the trailer, when they're in like this little workshop area, you can see the original costume and Ted Kord's costume in the background.
Fun. I didn't know that.
So, and that's Kord Industries. So in the comic book, Ted Kord was a big industrial business guy. And so I'm wondering if we're going to get Ted Kord.
It feels very Iron Man. It feels very Spider-Man.
Very much so. I think that's a good way to say. And I think it feels very Green Lantern. Like you just create things whatever you think of.
Yeah.
A lot of willpower right there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And a lot of imagination. Like imagine it in the hands of a teenager versus in the hands of a grown adult. Right? While your brain is still developing and is still growing and is still malleable.
Are you saying my brain is no longer malleable?
I mean, science would say
that you're saying I'm...
What would science say? That your neural pathways are set.
Yeah, but I believe in science fiction. My neural pathways aren't set for nothing. Anywho, yeah.
Synaptic pruning, Dad.
That sounds painful. I'm not pruning nothing. Anyway, so
sorry.
I'm wondering. I'm wondering if we're going to get some of those characters in the movie. I'm wondering if we're going to. I mean,
we got George Lopez.
And what is that? What's he doing in there with that big long goatee?
That's what I was like. I was like, Dragon, George Lopez.
We have to have a famous Latino in this movie in order to make it realistic.
George Lopez. So all I can think of is Mr. Electrico. I just need that to be stated.
What's that
from Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Oh yeah, I remember now.
That's all I can think of when I see him.
Terrible.
I think the guy with the arms and the giant face head.
So that's an interesting thing about this movie is that it's purely a Latino family.
I think that's awesome.
This comic takes place in El Paso, and a lot of it takes place in Juarez, Mexico. Like they go back and forth.
They go back and forth between Mexico and El Paso. Yeah,
I
hope that's what they do.
Well, they just did a Blue Beetle miniseries called Graduation Day. And he moved from El Paso to this new town, which is where this movie takes place. Do you think that was planned?
100%.
100% planned.
Is it California?
I did not read it. Yeah, it's like a make-believe Los Angeles, I believe.
Gotcha. I was going to say, because, I mean, even if it's California, you could still go down to Mexico.
Yeah, San Diego, right? My dad ended up in prison down there.
Yep.
When he went across the border.
Fact.
That's a long story. Didn't know that until about 3 years before he passed. Anyway, my dad was in a jail in Mexico.
Jail.
Anywho, that's
he
funny.
was an interesting guy.
Yeah, he was. So yeah, I'm hoping we get some of those characters, especially the two friends.
Mm-hmm. The two friends really added color.
Yeah, and interesting thing in this movie or in the comic is his family knows who he is. Mm-hmm. Very similar to Ms. Marvel. Her family.
I loved the whole parents sitting down. And he was like getting ready to leave. And they're like, hey, this thing has happened. Can I go take care of it? And the mom was like, did you do your homework? Yep.
Yes.
Did you eat dinner? Yep. Did you do your chores? Yep. Okay, don't kill anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then the comic, his dad was hurt. Something happened while he was gone.
Something had happened. Like there was a break-in or something like that.
So we got 12 issues and it didn't go for very long. But I feel like there was a lot of the story that we didn't get. Do
you think the story was never published because it didn't go on for very long? Like we don't have all the backstory?
I think there's still 2 more volumes. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I might it was a thick volume.
It was 12 issues. So yeah. So Hannah, are you on a scale of 1 to 5 scarabs? What is your anticipation for seeing this movie? Any scarabs at all?
3.5.
3.5. I honestly,
I'm hopefully optimistic.
So I had 0 scarabs to see this movie until I read the comic. And now I think I would like to see it.
I think it could be fun. Again, back to we need to get Regal Unlimited. So we'll watch 2 movies in May, 2 movies in June, 2 movies in July, 2 movies in August, and then be done.
Well, I mean, the last 2, Black Adam didn't do as well as they'd hoped. And Shazam really didn't do as well as they'd hoped.
Yeah, it's already on DVD.
And I'm worried about this.
I didn't even know it was coming out.
Yeah, because the only reason people are going to go see Flash is because Michael Keaton, Batman. And not only that, the latest trailer for Flash had Batfleck in it too. So, yeah. So a lot of people didn't know it was coming out. But the trailer looks fun.
I don't know if I'm going to go see Flash or not.
Oh, I'll go see it. But the trailer for this looked fun, and it looks like they're aiming towards a younger audience.
It does. It was I was surprised by this, actually. It was a trailer for Mario.
Oh, all right.
It wasn't a trailer at D&D. It was a trailer for Mario.
Well,
so it was Barbie.
Interesting. I told you all these girls are going to want to go see this movie, and it is not appropriate.
They do. If there are babies in that don't y'all. They give them ratings for a reason. Don't take your babies to go see Barbie.
Yeah, and by baby she means anybody
under the age of 13.
Yeah.
Those things are there for a reason.
They are there for a reason. Well, What?
But yeah, hey, can I give 2 rotten raspberries?
Just quick. Yeah.
One of my favorite parts, 2 of my favorite parts of the Mario movie.
Mm-hmm.
One, there are scenes that feel like 2-player gameplay.
That's cool.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
And all of
Was one of them the Mario Kart?
No.
Oh, wow.
But there were some double dash elements to the Mario Kart.
Cool.
It's like one is like the very first scene.
Okay.
Before they're even in the Mario world where it's really funny. It's like one player clearly is better than the other.
Oh, wow.
And is like doing all of it while the other player's like, I'm coming. Because
so there were people, like real people in it?
No. It was animated the entire time.
Okay. Gotcha.
But you get some backstory as to why Mario and Luigi are in the Mushroom World.
Okay. Yeah.
And before that, they're in the real world. Kind of like the old TV show.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha.
And so there's gameplay, and it's like how many times it feels like that. The scene is shot like it's 2-player gameplay.
All right. Good deal.
And so that was really fun. And I loved all of the music. All of the music changes were really, really fun.
No.
Like all of the different stuff.
Yes.
You got to hear so Nathan got me Toad Treasure Tracker for the Switch.
Yes.
And
that's right.
Toad that's in the movie is the Toad from Toad Treasure Tracker, like is wearing the same outfit and everything. And the music from Toad Treasure Tracker popped on screen, like played when the first time you met Toad.
So someone who is really into this would catch
someone who's like die hard Mario Nintendo.
Yes.
Well, and I mean, I'm not die hard, but that's just one game that I play.
Right.
And I was like, it was so cool. It was so cool. And they were like they set it up perfectly for a Mario franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Illumination. You know it's going to be good.
Yeah. It's right. I'm trying to do my groove.
I'm so excited. Like they set it up for a prequel. They set it up for Yoshi. They set it up for Donkey Kong. They set it up for Bowser.
I can't imagine them doing all of those. What? So you also saw...
I saw Dungeons and Dragons too.
Which did you like best?
Mario.
Okay.
By far.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Dungeons and Dragons was entertaining. The thing that I kept coming back to is I wish it was more of a D&D movie than a fantasy movie flavored with D&D elements.
Okay. There you go, folks. Now you have it.
But I mean, people who enjoy fantasy movies can watch it and not know it's a Dungeons and Dragons movie.
So here we go. We're going to do this.
Okay.
On the Mario movie, from 1 to 5 mushrooms, how many mushrooms
5.
would you give it? Okay. And on a nat 20 die on Dungeons and Dragons, what would you give it?
A 12.
Oh, that
it
low.
would still complete the task, but you're going to fall while you're doing it.
That's awesome.
I mean, you're still going to get the task done. It's just you might scrape your knee in the process.
All right. That being said, folks, Hannah, give it to us.
Hey, sweet friends. Thanks for hanging with us for the past hour or so. We're glad that you chose to hang with us for a little bit of time in our little corner of the internet. Our music is created and performed by Brockwell Nason. Hey, if you are listening to this prior to April, is it the 21st, the 22nd, the 21st, Friday the 21st.
That means you
Brock is having a concert.
Yeah,
I'd have to put this in on Thursday. Brock is having a concert down in Nashville at the Mockingbird Theater. The Franklin Factory.
All right.
I'm going to go. It's going to be great. You should go hang out
fun.
too.
Okay.
Nate, my sweet brother, did our art. He did that in Microsoft Paint. He is multi-talented, ladies and gentlemen, a multi-talented king. You should, I don't know.
Well, there's nothing.
He's just great. And everyone should know that.
And he plays magic.
And he's excellent too.
At magic. Yeah.
At magic. Hey, I edit and upload the podcast. Dad's in charge of our YouTube as well as our Twitter.
It's on there. I don't do Twitter, but I should do Twitter.
I should delete the Twitter thing from.
No, I should just do something. No, I should start doing stuff on it.
Okay,
anywho.
And we're thankful for you to be here.
Absolutely. We love you guys spending time with us and having fun. We just have fun talking about nerdy things. So yeah, until next time, guys, we will catch you on the flippity flop. Bye, guys.
Bye.